Howdy y'all, it is I, someone you've never heard of making a YouTube video. Today we're going to be using the power of Linux to run games on 2 GB of RAM. This is possible because one of Linux's main selling points over Windows is its superior memory management. Although, even with that, there's going to be more than a few games that probably won't work. Mainly due to things like Steam and Proton overhead and just plain not having enough RAM. The computer that we're going to be using for this video is my Lenovo IdeaPad Flex 5. It has a Ryzen 5 5300U, 4 GB of RAM, and a Vega 6 iGPU. Now you might be saying, hey, that's 4 GB of RAM, not 2. Well, you see, the iGPU steals half of it in a 50-50 split, so we effectively only have 2 GB of usable memory. To start with, I'm going to be installing EndeavourOS, mainly because I can't be bothered to do a full Arch install. After the installation, I reboot the system to be met with a blank login prompt, because for some reason when I selected LXQT, it didn't install a display manager. But it did install LXQT, there's just no display manager, so I installed SCDM and reboot, and now we have a desktop. Now for some system configuration, starting with the kernel. So I'm going to be using Linux TKG, a kernel patching tool that aims to improve gaming performance. The only issue is that it makes you recompile the entire kernel specifically for the system you install it on, which can take a while. This laptop took a whole 2 hours. After that, we need to set up game mode by adding our user to the game mode group, setting limits.conf for renicing, and adding the ability to set AMD GPU priority to high. Also, for some reason, this one bit of text in the game mode config causes my capture card to freak out. And the last bit of configuration was going to originally be running in the deck UI to discard our desktop environment completely, but it just wouldn't work. So instead, we're just using OpenBox. Now, for our first game, Doom 2016, which runs really well, I kind of figured it would work, because of how well optimized the game is. We even hit 60 FPS at one point.
Offline. All entrances not operational. Main power online.
I believe in honesty, especially now, in what will be your final moment. Especially now, in what will be your final moment. It's true. My sisters and brothers, be thankful. You will be the first. As I will erupted on the new world that they created for us. Start now.
Demonic presence at unsafe levels. Lockdown cancelled. Lockdown disengaged.
You might have noticed Mango HUD reading more than 2 gigabytes of RAM in both the iGPU and the CPU. That's because of a Linux swap. The second game I tried was Elden Ring, which, well, it started, it only made it to the loading screen before completely freezing the system. The third game I tried was Control, which started off playable, but then the frame rate died and it no longer worked. Next up is the PC and Gaming Benchmark Classic Shadow of the Tomb Raider. No Mango HUD because the game won't start with it enabled for some reason, and being a well-optimized Linux port, of course it runs pretty well. The FPS does dip pretty low, but the game feels relatively smooth regardless. And if I wanted more FPS, I could squeeze a little more by lowering the game resolution a bit more.
Excited. There's a VIP coming to the Day of the Dead. Name's Dominguez. We should look into it.
Jonah, I made it.
I'm on my way in. Almost there.
Sorry I didn't wait. Be careful.
Trinity's people are armed. I heard they brought in reinforcements.
I'll stay out of their way. I want to avoid what happened with the last cell we took down.
They must know we were at the other site. So much for a night off.
Where did Dominguez go?
He can't be far. He must be in the courtyard somewhere.
Yeah,
Let's look around.
someone must know something.
Hey, Sammy. How's it going?
Gracias, Jonah.
Can you believe it? This one was caught drinking the ofrendas.
Oh dear. I'm sure I was just as mischievous as a child.
No need to punish him. The tequila will take care of that on its own. He drank good. For my father.
Maybe I could light one for my mother. I'm not really used to crowds.
You'd rather storm guards or the deathless?
No, this is fine. Jonah, he's at the gate.
I see.
You've certainly made an impression with the locals.
I like it here. Good people. Something made you smile earlier when we passed the florist.
Here, dahlias. They were my mother's favorite.
Good. Be sure I'm not followed.
I think I can find another way over the wall.
I'll take care of these guys. Hey, fellas, how you doing?
Good. You can't come through this way.
I heard there was some kind of a crazy fiesta, like chicks in skull makeup. Y'all know anything about that?
It's not for tourists.
No, you know, Maria invited me. You know her? She's my cousin. My abuela, she was from here, don't look like it, rest her soul. I wanted to make like an offering, or what's that thing you do with the blankets? All right, you know what? I can see you guys are busy. I won't waste any more of your time. Y'all keep on trucking. Thanks for your service. Keeping us safe.
Jonah, I'm in.
Good. Those guards weren't at the gate earlier. Dominguez must suspect something.
Excuse me.
You made contact with the High Consul.
Yes, sir. Even after the fiasco in Brazil. No one questions your leadership of the organization.
We've come too far to stop now.
Yes, sir. They're ready for anything.
Jonah, Dominguez is not just the leader of this cell. I think he's the leader of Trinity.
We need to be careful. Laura,
Yeah, I heard you.
Disculpe, señorita.
My fault.
The second to last game I'm trying is the RE2 remake, which started out running really well, but after around 10 or so minutes the game began to run terribly. Similarly to Control, my best guess is that this is an issue with DXVK either not being able to move stuff in and out of memory fast enough, or DXVK accidentally using swap in place of RAM. I really don't know.
Something's not right. You all right? Don't move. I'll be back for you.
Stop moving.
Officer, you need help?
Stay back, sir. I got this.
Freeze! I'll shoot! What the?
Don't shoot!
Get down! Hello? Is anybody here? There has to be someone here. Not good.
David! Marvin! You there? I found a way out! It's in here! Send reinforcements! East hallway!
I gotta find that guy.
Our final game is Amnesia the Bunker, because I know it's going to work. And, well, yeah, it just works. Works pretty well. There are some other things I could try, like running games without Steam Web Helper or trimming the Linux kernel, but ultimately I don't think those will improve our performance much better than what we got here. Through this process, I learned two things. Firstly, DXV does not like running in low memory environments. Secondly, Windows still sucks.